Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another race week of 2S. I almost said 2SRL, not 2SRL, just 2S. Today we're at Barcelona and I'm joined today by a new commentator, Mr. Pixel. How are you?
Very good. New, old, these are several questions. I have commentated in the past. I was a one-time full-time commentary staple. It has been a while though. It has been a while. I think the last race I commentated was on F1 2019. Which should give you some context as to how long ago that was. So we'll see how the rust is.
I like that. You're really not selling yourself short here. Always good to put up the expectations.
Well, I have much experience, just none of it recent.
Alright. Well, anyway, we were a bit late into qualifying today due to driver issues, and I'm not talking about the guys on the track, I'm talking about my half-dead graphics card. But anyhow, what have we been missing out on? Makenda, currently in provisional pole, as expected, to be honest. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the driver standings yet, but you'll see him in the top 3 positions quite often.
Yeah, he's quite a solid driver, McGender. He's been around a while, and he's definitely one of the faster boys. 16.8 is quite a good time, especially with runs left to go in quali. He'll probably get in 2 more runs.
Yep, and I'm having a look now. I believe today Justin's still not back from his holiday, so that makes 2 races in a row without him. Obviously, that's quite a big deal, as he, when he left, was leading with a very substantial championship lead of around 40 points. And that's, obviously getting diminished today once more.
There is something else interesting, though. We're also missing Danny, so the gap there doesn't change, but McKender has an opportunity to put himself right in the window coming into the last race. So it's going to be a 3-way showdown, all things being well, for the title.
Yep, that's right. Let me get just a second here.
Well, for the title.
Oh, would you be able to send some... Oh, wait, Pixel is very loud and Band's very quiet. Sorry about that. Let me quickly fix that.
No, why not?
Oh, no. Okay. Cool. Vito, if you could please share the link as well. That would be great. Okay. So, let's go on board with someone, shall we? How about Mr. Tom over here? He's currently just leaving Sector 1 on his lap. He's got traffic up front, so let's see how he navigates it. But he's definitely also a contender here. Ooh, he loses it a little bit. Maybe he got a bit nervous with the Ferrari there on his left.
Yeah, maybe just
divided attention there. He's like, I'm not making that. See ya. Alright. So,
yeah, definitely pushing on hard. The gap from P2 to P4 is minuscule. It is tiny. It's 21 thousandths of a second separating 3 cars.
Yeah. One thing you gotta know, I'm not sure if you've watched any of the previous broadcasts, but this is quite the tight field up front. I would say the top 7, top 8 tend to be people in contention for wins, depending on how the race is going. So, actually, the last 3 races we've had have been absolute slappers. And I'm not just saying that because I'm forced to commentate. It was genuinely entertaining.
No, Rene, you love to commentate. You haven't been forced.
No, I mean, I did offer
Don't
myself. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Of course I do. But if anything, all I'm trying to say is that it's actually genuinely enjoyable to watch as well, because the races are not boring. Which is what I ran into when I last commentated in like F1 2018 or 2019 or whenever that was. But yeah, this is a good time. And anyway, we're on board with Blindevink here as he heads into the final sector. We're gonna have a look at how much he's up. He's down at the moment by 2.5 tenths of a second.
Not ideal. I mean, it's going to be difficult to pull that much back, and
well, it's the final sector, Barcelona.
In the final sector, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the final sector, usually, if you don't get it right, you can leave so much time on the table. So, but yeah, he does not try it. He just goes straight back in.
Not surprised, to be honest. Yeah, with a time like a 17-0, I doubt there would have been much left on the table in the final sector for him to find, so being 2/10 down, it's just not worth the hassle.
Yeah, we've got a full grid tonight. First time we've had that in, I think, 2 races. We've been hovering around like 18 or so. So it's good to see the full 20. And we can go on board here, I guess, with Galileo, for example. Why not? We don't get on board with him too often. And he goes into the pits. Anyway, Icewind, let's go on board with him. He's obviously a championship rival, even though he doesn't like it when people say it. But, well, he's not doing too great in the standings at the moment, but he's definitely got the pace when he puts it together.
Yep, Icewind is one of those drivers who is his own worst enemy, as he sets up purple Sector 1, according to my game.
Yeah, unsurprising.
Spicy start the lap. When his mental's in a good place, he is as good as any.
Yeah, that's harder than it sounds, though.
Yeah, certainly.
But,
it's been a pretty tidy lap so far. I think it marks very nicely.
Yeah, he's up 2.5 tenths at the minute. That will catapult him into P2. But Sector 3 is still up for grabs. And this can always go one or two ways. Either you had a fantastic Sector 3 and run one lap and can't match it, or it was terrible. I don't think there's really an in-between.
It's been pretty neat and tidy, which is kind of
very
this lap as a whole.
And yeah, that's ooh, very close. 2 milliseconds.
Close. My
That's the Mercedes 1-2. We've not seen that in F1 for a while now.
Yeah, just in the 4th to last corner, he was like a hair off the apex, and he's going to be kicking himself for that because that's the one mark he missed the entire lap, and that would make the difference.
Yeah, but maybe starting P2 is not too bad around here.
No, certainly not. A Mercedes 1-2 at the minute. We haven't said that very often this season, at least not in the real thing.
So here's a question for you. AR Gamer. I have settled on calling him Argentinian Gamer. I've not been corrected, so that's what I proceed to do. But do you think it's maybe that, or is it R as in pirate, or R as in artificial reality, or augmented reality?
I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here, Rene, and say it's probably Armenian Gamer.
Armenian Gamer?
Yes. What do you reckon?
It's tough to say. It's tough to say, but I don't want to say much about Armenians here, otherwise the Turkish government is going to blacklist the stream.
Don't forget the Azeri government as well.
I always have to get one political comment into all of these streams.
So Rene, what's your opinion on the 2 countries, 1 system policy?
Oh boy. I'm not sure actually if I haven't had that conversation with Ruben on here in previous streams. We did talk about the Nazi regime. Did you see the image of Triton with the suspicious flag behind him?
Yeah, that's rather suspicious. I'm rather surprised with Triton, given his ethnically diverse background, that he supports such ideology. But you know, to each their own.
Vito's saying we're not racing in Baku after that comment. Yeah, Azerbaijanis are not innocent. Not. Allegedly, according to sources close to the issue. Of course, we may note that the Turkish government denies any such doings, but make up your own mind.
Well, did the Azeris really do anything wrong? Nagorno-Karabakh?
I can't tell you who hasn't done anything wrong so far in this qualifying session, and that is Makenda.
Yeah,
that is the worst segue of all time. But
he's getting half a tenth down.
Yeah, look, he's got the slip here. He's slurping up the lap time here a little bit. Going a bit wide from the dirty air. But he's
he gained a little bit, but now he's going to suffer.
Yeah, he's setting himself for a cracker of a lap if, in theory... Oh, no, never mind. He lost too much time from the Red Bull there.
Unfortunate. But still provisionally on pole, and it's going to be difficult for anyone else to challenge him, unless maybe WoW125 can do something about it. But,
just crosses the line now, improves a tenth and a half almost, up into P4. That's not a bad place to be.
No, quite solid.
But Mercedes 1-2 out here in Barcelona. That is quite a historical track to do it at. That's generally where they do it in F1 as well, or have done in the past. Let's hope they don't do a Rosberg Hamilton situation into turn 3.
That wouldn't be ideal, no.
Well, not for them, but for Tomo, I'm sure would be quite appreciated. It can be our Ricardo
sure
for today.
Would, yeah, I'm sure he would very much appreciate that.
Oh, there's a tire.
I think he'd rather be our Verstappen for today if we're going with the 2016 Grand Prix analogy here, though.
Oh yeah, well, Verstappen that one, didn't he?
Yep. On his debut with Red Bull, actually.
That's right. Very annoying.
Molest.
Because now that's Twitter #1 argument.
Oh no, Rene, what have we done?
I know.
What have we done?
Oh well. Anyway, another thing, a bit of lore on this current season. I have a bit of a thing for Ferrari in this season. Obviously not much in real life, but there was a very strange occurrence where after all the races so far, Ferrari had not scored a singular point. In fact, they still haven't.
Intriguing.
And
there is, however, the potential for some development on that front because there is a new driver in Ferrari.
You carried that segue beautifully. Thank you very much.
I did.
Perfectly read.
Perfectly written.
Perfectly written, yeah.
It's like I knew what you were going to say before you said it.
It's almost like I sent you the information beforehand.
Yeah, it's almost like we were marginally prepared for this, aside from drivers.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway, I mean, yeah, so that is the interesting part for me, because we do obviously have changes in Ferrari as a team. It does need to be noted, last week out, Ferrari did score some points. However, it was reserve drivers, so it doesn't count for the actual standings. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Officially, they still have 0 points, so Sanim is going to have to be the one to make it happen here. I believe his teammate is Pandekoi, so I don't think that's changed.
I believe so, yes. It is, in fact, Pandekoi. Just to draw some attention back to the qualifying session we just witnessed, the top 3 covered by 5 thousandths of a second.
Yep, indeed.
That's that will either make you incredibly relieved or incredibly frustrated, depending on which side of that 5 milliseconds you fall.
Yeah, probably. And have a look at the tire situation. We do have mostly hard. We do have some medium runners. In fact, Tomo has decided to set on the medium tire, so I think he's gonna try and make something happen here into the first couple of turns of the race. And
spicy.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. I mean, Samim in particular, I find quite surprising that he's in P15, to be honest, after that session. I'm not sure if something happened, but he's a very quick driver. So, and I expect him fully to make points today, unless the Ferrari curse is bestowed on him as well. But
starting on the mediums, so he could make some progress early. That's no doubt the plan.
Yeah, that will be the hope for them. Here we got the predicted pit stop strategy, which is of course as inaccurate as ever.
You'd love to see it.
We've got some shadow artifacting in the distance there, a bit of black spots. I hope that's not my graphics card signing off. I assume that's just Codemasters, but who knows?
Well, if the stream abruptly stops,
then you guys know.
We'll know which one it is. Yeah.
I joined back with the Intel HD graphics. Don't worry.
And quick sync carrying the session.
Yeah, mate.
It's meant to happen.
Yeah, we can just quickly run down the grid one last time. Obviously, we haven't done that a moment ago, so we're busy chatting. And Iceman goes for a spin there onto the start finish. His tires will definitely be warmed up, that's for sure. But yeah, we got Tomo, Wow, all obviously very close together. Argentinian or Armenian Gamer, depending on if you believe in the Turkish government or not. Blindeving, Copy, Smelter, Rune Cruiser, and Basco round out the top 10. And yeah, the Ferraris outside of the top 10. How else could it be? And Zombie Kebab. We haven't seen him around for a while, have we?
He's not been around in a bit, making his return to 2S. Solid driver.
Yeah, and
starting
all
with the
5 laps, and the
1-2.
lads go out, and away we go. And we have a terrible camera angle here, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks to me
Oh
as
my.
though Makenda is getting away well enough, but there's the Alpine of Tomo in P2, and he's going to try probably to go around the outside here, but there's no giving there for him. So he's just going to be stuck following him for a little bit now. Ice went frustrated as hell for sure for losing out that position, understeering a little bit in turn 3. But,
Yeah,
and
really
that actually cost
confident
him
about the
dearly.
tires.
He loses that to the McLaren of Blindevink as well, who now moves into P3. On the medium tire as well, so maybe that was expected. Further down, Dominic also losing out a position, I believe, to Blindevink.
Oh, we've had a spinner in the back, that's Kebab. Not an ideal start.
No, that's not the way he imagined his return. As Strix asks in chat, Rene, when Splatoon 3? Right after the race, baby. Come on, hit me up. But anyway, we got a look at the McLaren just sailing down the inside there of Tomo. Going into P2. Blindevink with a lot of pace tonight.
Yep, not hanging around, not really surprised on the better tire, and he is a really fast driver, so yeah, expect to see him up at the front.
Do we know what happened to Meepo, by the way?
I believe, if I understand correctly, there was some contact between himself and Kebab. He did go through the gravel looking at his dirty car. Dirty front left
We got
suspension,
Blindevink also overtaking Makenda, man. He's coming through, isn't he? He's on a mission
not
here.
hanging about. Yeah.
This is not going to be a good side for Tomo because he is not able to get past Makenda just yet. And he knows that Blindevink is the one he needs to race right now.
Yep. The concern for Tomo now becomes getting DRS blocked if Makenda can hang on to the back of Blinda, but equally, you don't want him to fall off because you want to maintain that gap to Blinda or try to close it, so not an ideal position.
He does not want to fall off. No, he does risk a chance of getting ratioed.
That would be devastating. Not really close enough out of turn 9 to make a move. Yeah, gonna suffer, and
It's
meanwhile
gotta be the
Blinda
start
keeps
finish, it's
edging
gotta
further
be.
away. Yeah.
It's gotta be. The Mercedes have been split and pushed down, demoted a good little bit.
Yeah, Iceland kind of struggling a little bit to keep on the back of the top 3.
I believe
and
he overheated his tires in that spin, didn't he? On the formation
well,
lap.
I'm given to understand, at least on previous patches, spinning on formation would actually give you an advantage off the start. With your
And we got
rear
Tomo
tire
as well, sailing past Makenda here. Not really a surprise, but he is past now. We got both medium runners at the front now. He's gonna catch up now these last couple of tenths before the DR zone start. Otherwise, he's gonna get swarmed from the drivers behind him as well.
Question is now, can Tomo close that gap back down? He's making some inroads into it, but it's just a little bit outside. About hanging on. He's under the 1 second window just about. Burning battery to do it, of course, but that will pay itself back later.
Dominic, wow, in P5, of course, still hanging in there. Not showing, hugely convincing pace right now, but
Yep.
it's very
Gonna
possible
move further
that he's
back.
just hanging in.
EMT on Pandikoi, that's a little bit tight.
Oh, it's not letting me do the thing I'm trying to do. Oh, Nico has gone off. He better not retire, or I will say some very, very bad things to him in DMs later. He doesn't have a broken front wing, so if he pits, you know what's up.
Please, no.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
The Ferrari.
No! 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 Come on, man!
It's all gone horribly wrong.
It's the Ferrari down in P18, but Sanim, he's caught up a little bit, hasn't he? He's back up in P11.
Yeah, he's hanging around. Pandikoi and EMT were going out at hammer and tongs, and it's unfortunately all ended in tears for the Ferrari as we have another spinner off in the background. That's Smelto. And Snella Henke has been on well. I think there's a theme here that relates to the power units.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Schnelle really struggling on the tires. I think the temperatures are shot.
Yep, Hard's not got the best of traction at the best of times on a heavy fuel tank. If you overheat them, that's it's not very fun.
It's a shame to see him that way. He's a great driver, I have to say. Just,
meanwhile, while we've been saying this, Tomo is right on the back of Linda again.
Yeah, but McKenna is as well. So now the real question is, are they going to play it smart and prioritize getting out of the DRS window and the DRS train, or are they going to be too busy thinking about who's going to be in P1 and P2? Because if they keep the mediums just strapped to them the entire time, then their stint is going to be nothing if not a big L.
Yep. Some strategy to think about.
They should start doing that on the real F1 broadcast, I think. They should start saying things like he fell off in ratio.
Yeah, it really connects with the younger audience, I think.
Yep. I mean, all they would do is reflect the state of F1 Twitter. And is beyond salvation.
I can confirm he fell off.
That's our pit lane correspondent, Milos Martika,
yes,
on
Milos,
Twist Nico.
What news have you brought today?
On the case, I've come to say that Nico has in fact unfortunately spun by himself. No damage has been done to the car, but we believe he will continue the race.
Okay,
And hopefully he can recover points.
Can you please tell Nico he'll find out if he retires? That is not a threat, that's a promise.
Copy.
Please also tell Nico not to immediately hit the back of Meeple, then lose a second.
Oh my lord.
That would be cool. Yeah. Coach your driver chat.
Anyway, gents, I shall be back with further information when it's available.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ted.
No bother.
That was Ted, our pit lane assistant, scooping up the latest gossip mid-race.
The top 5 has started to condense back down a little bit again. Icewind has come a little bit closer to that train again, and while hanging in there as well. Copy not really making quite the inroads I would have expected.
Got another yellow, it's a Ferrari again, I do not believe this.
No.
And he's retired from the race. Where is he? Oh my god, how did he do that?
I believe this is a safety car
It's got to be,
Yeah, yellows in all 3 sectors, so I believe he must have done the Wimpy 3 trademark and spun himself out at turn 3.
That's right. I mean, you can say what you want about the state of this game, but I find the safety car detection really has improved a lot. I think the main complaint about there being too many stems from the fact that a lot more people crash in the game than in actual real races. So, but yeah, I think the detection's pretty good.
Interesting things afoot. Tomo electing to pit, Linda staying out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
Well, you do lose track position, but you gain a free stop, so converting to an aggressive 2-stop strategy.
Oh, I'm not sure about this.
It's not going to be possible.
I don't think this is a good move.
And he's gone for hards. I think this is a fumble, to be honest.
He is assuming that this is going to be the only safety car. I would not go for that gamble. I mean, I think so far we've seen roughly, on average, 2 safety cars per race. This is obviously a tricky track where people do crash out quite a bit. There are some places where the walls are not too far away. I mean, it's risky. I mean, if it happens to really be the only safety car, maybe he's okay. But if there's more, he's gonna have given up 8 track positions.
The other issue as well is he's asking Hards to make it 28 laps. Now, some of them obviously under safety car, but still, that's quite a distance for them to go.
It's possible.
I sooner would have seen him take a second set of mediums.
It's possible to make it to the end from here, I think, but it's just about track positions cost, because, I mean, he's in P10 now, isn't he? And everyone in front of him doesn't have tires that are that much slower.
Yeah.
So the amount of race time he's sacrificing versus race time gain from safety car pitting, tough to say. Vito says there's no second set of mediums.
Yeah, well, There we go. I think just... Yeah, another great call. Because
We'll
the
see.
guys ahead, all 6-lap old hards, like that's not much of a tire advantage. It's not. And then obviously you wear your tires harder trying to fight through, so it's just really not going to pay itself off. Not well.
Yeah.
Of course, it kind of works out pretty well for Blinda because it allows him to potentially stretch his mediums a little bit further, which will limit the life he has to get out of his hards towards the end of the race. It is always difficult in Spain to stretch that first stint out to get a good second stint, but safety car definitely helps.
I mean, maybe it's because this is one of the tracks I've driven the most, but I find actually tire management and generally taking the tires and like an extra couple laps is relatively straightforward in comparison to most tracks. So I mean, I think he can still do a good couple laps. I think. I mean, he could do half the race distance, I believe. In fact, I don't remember if I did this. Was it on this game or the last? Must have been last game, I guess, with the medium soft, which people generally regarded as not really possible. You could do it. You could do it for sure, even though the game guaranteed it wasn't possible. But yeah, I don't know if it is in this game actually. I'm not sure.
Oh, and Galileo has picked up a penalty somehow or other.
Ignoring yellow flags.
Ignoring yellow flags. I did see that at one point his position and Fox's changed, so potentially some overtaking under the safety car. I'm not really sure what happened there, but the sum result is Galileo with 5 seconds that he will have to serve in his pit stop. So there's going to be no protest for that one. Safety car in this lap.
This is going to be an important one for Blinda.
Yeah.
He's smart about
It's
this.
going to be,
Maybe he can break out of that 1 second 1 second gap. I mean, he does have 3 laps to do it, but he wants to at the very least be outside of the slip.
He will have the disadvantage of tire life, obviously the medium's wearing harder than the hards, but
not
crucially,
yet.
he has the advantage of tire warm-up.
Yeah,
Mediums will heat much easier.
Yeah, not just that. As we get underway, oh wow, getting a 5-second penalty. That is going to be devastating for him. Tiny hit with the other car. And
Interesting
we are
considering
underway,
he's the
and
car
Blinda
front.
getting a fantastic start. He could not be asking for any more than that. He's already outside of the 1 second gap here. Perfect. This is
Kender
exactly what he
asleep
needs.
at the wheel.
It's actually not entirely clear about that because the guys behind him also haven't really been able to do much. I think Blinda just got it going at a perfect time.
1.2 seconds already. This has been a monstrous restart.
Yeah, exactly. And now he can stretch the tires. I mean, his tires are 8 laps old, but keep in mind 3 of those were under the safety car. He still does have a definite tire advantage. And you can tell as well because he's making the best of it.
Yep, he's not hanging about. McKender burning battery trying to catch back up, but still that gap going out to 1.3 now.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. He's just going to have to consolidate at this point. And we can have a look with Tomo as well. Of course, he's one of the... Well, the other guy. Keep in mind they were both fighting on the same set. He's now on P10 on fresh mediums. Not yet made up any positions of the restart. But then again, you wouldn't expect it because the tire difference is minuscule.
Yeah, he's just going to have to do it on raw pace alone.
Oh, and he snaps massively twice. And that's going to cost him a position to copy as well. This is devastating for him. Copy as well on the same strategy as him. I really think... Oh no, wow, he wasn't able to get it. He had to abuse the hell out of his battery there to keep that. Tomo having a lot of instability at the rear there. You see that? Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a
Possibly
very
just
low wind
driving in
setup.
anger. Yeah, he doesn't look entirely at home on that set of tires anyway, that's for certain.
Oh, the car sounds so good though. Best sounding engine in the game, hands down.
Yeah, the gap
Almost
between
accurate, let's
Makenda
say.
and Linda is not stable. Still
Yeah.
1.2.
Not both are doing good on battery either, which is interesting. Oh, Makenda really... Oh yeah, he just slashed 2 tenths out of that in one corner there. I wonder if Blinda is feeling the pressure a little bit because he knows he needs to perform now, but he's... Oh my god, look at that as well!
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, I
to
don't think
the
he's got it. I
DRS.
don't think he got it.
Only
He
just
has not got it, has he? No, he's not. Wow.
saved by a hair.
DRS wasn't on actually anyways, I just noticed.
Makenda has more
yeah,
battery
right
as
now.
well.
Yep. Linda just used a lot of that. Oh, and it gets a bit of a snap there. That's gonna cost him a tenth or two. Yeah, and it has cost him actually 2 tenths just from that tiny little snap.
Oh, and someone was off, did I see?
Is that Fox? He's in P18
Is
now.
Fox? Yes, he was in P10 fighting with Tomo. He's obviously come off worse. Whether or not there is contact remains to be seen.
Yeah, the Alpha Tauris, of course, not having the greatest time. They currently sit on just 2 points in the championship. Of which I believe Nico was the one to score both of them. But anyways, back on boat with Makenda. The gap under a second. And both of their batteries shot. Icewind as well. It's gonna try.
Oh, Rennie.
No,
Rennie,
it's
the
not Samim.
Ferraris.
It's not Samim. It's not Samim, is it? It is Samim.
It is.
And he has no front wing. My
gone
disappointment
from
is
bad to worse.
immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
Rennie, I think Ferrari needs rescuing the next and final round. I think you know what has to be done. The return of that man's 45. It must happen.
What, me? No, I'm not sure about that.
Yes.
Who's gonna commentate
Oh, the
that?
5-second penalty as well. Oh no, it's all gone
Yeah.
from bad to worse.
Who's gonna commentate it? Pixar, you're gonna be the full-time commentator. Is that what you're saying? You're gonna quit your job?
No, he's gone for softs as well, Rennie.
What?
No! He's gone for soft tires as well.
What the fuck? Well, he's converted this into a two-stopper.
I mean, it's an absolute screamer of a strategy if there's a safety car, like, right now. But somehow I don't think that's gonna happen.
I mean,
No.
not much to say there. Yeah, Blinda's tires are past the stage of superiority. And in fact, they're getting to the end of their life. I think they're meant to go till lap 13. You can't stretch them though if you want to lap 15.
Yeah, you can stretch, and then obviously we had the safety car laps, but still, especially with those loose moments and that really aggressive lap 1, it won't have done the tires a world of good.
I really wonder if he's going to be ballsy and do the one-stop to softs.
Off the current rate,
I mean, he's not getting
I'd be
overtaken
surprised
by
if he
anyone. He's not
did.
losing track position. So if he can keep that up and he can keep stretching them and stretching them for softs, I mean, hey. Besides, it'll help him out a lot if there's a safety car.
Certainly would. We've had another spinner, this time Yoda in the Red Bull. Yeah, turn 1, 2, tricky, especially when you're side by side, and if you catch the curb wrong, then not gonna have a great time there. As Galileo, as I speak, spins as well, coming up the hill. Coming unstuck for several drivers. So Rene, as a man who lives in Spain, I'm given to understand that there is a rumor, and I don't know how true this is, so I'd ask you to confirm this for me. Is the S in Spain silent?
Oh, well, it is if you're a Ferrari fan today.
I think it is, yeah.
But, you know, I'll try and cope. It's not over for Samim yet. Of course, like I said before, I know he's a very capable driver. So, if there is a safety car, I think he would still be able to score at least a singular point. Because if he can't do it, then who can?
I believe in Samim's superiority.
Samim
That is
superiority.
all I can say. And another Ferrari-powered car spinning. That's Snella Henke. That's his second.
Snella
this
Henke's
race.
spinning again. What's going on with this car there?
And there is there's a wild Nico off the circuit as well.
He do be wildin'. What happened with him? They must have collided. Surely.
It would seem so. Yeah.
Or did they both just happen to spin in the same corner right after another? I mean, it's possible, but like, what are the chances?
Well, stranger things have happened, but I suspect not.
Hello, gents. Ted here.
Hello, Ted. Give us the news,
Yes,
gossip.
Ted?
I do come in fact say that Nico has fumbled by himself, unfortunately.
2 secs, Ted. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Keep going.
Thank you. I was actually informed that Nico has in fact spun by himself, unfortunately.
And Snella Henke as well, or?
Allegedly, yes.
Okay, according to sources.
According to my humble source.
Okay.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
No bother, guys.
Never felt as alive as the moment I was able to say 2 secs, Ted. I've got to be honest.
I'm envious, René. I'm envious.
I'll give you the next one. I'll give you the next one.
Thank you, my child.
But yeah, let's go back on board here. Blinder, he has not boxed yet, and he could have. I mean, he is way overdue for where, well, way past the cutoff, let's say, where he would really benefit from going for hard stop. So either he's really stretching for soft, or he's just hoping for a safety car to give him a free stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's negating the advantage of hard runners in the fact that they're not able to get by him. So the longer he holds them at bay, the more he advantages himself on the second stint, regardless of which tire he chooses. So
he's going in. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I would have really loved to see it. I would have really loved to see it.
Yeah, well, the gap was 3/10, so likely McKender would have made his way by, and at that point, it's time to.
Well, I mean, he would still have the DRS to stay around the area, right? So, I mean,
I'm going for hards. Yep, you wouldn't make softs from this point.
No, you would not.
Certainly not. But that's pretty good because he's starting from, you know, he was level pegged with the hard runners, and then obviously he's going to have a significant tire advantage from now. So he should emerge once the pit stop cycle is through comfortably in the lead. The question is, how can he fare against those guys once they take on the mediums? I
mean, all of this is going to be well, made or broken on how he advances through the field now. With the next couple cars in particular, they're gonna be like roadblocks to him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The tire
ultimately, René
isn't massive.
Ultimately, I think it's not going to matter when the next safety car comes and my boy Simeon clutches the P10 for Ferrari.
That's correct. Well, 2 points plus fastest lap.
True.
Yeah, we got the Mercedes back on 1-2, so they've restored their order to how I believe they think it should be. We've got Nico spinning once more. Very interesting.
And was this alone?
Yes, I'm sure it was.
I'm sure we'll get a report from Ted shortly on what the situation is down at AlphaTauri.
Yeah, don't forget to say 2 secs Ted to him to ask me about the Burger King vegan options.
Hello, Ted.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Ted.
2 secs, Ted.
No bother.
Sorry, go ahead. I thought we were getting some radio about Burger King meal deals. Go ahead.
No, the new Jack Harrow meals incoming from KFC. The usual, unfortunately.
A sad moment. However, I now feel very alive. Thank you, Ted.
Okay, so stop the car. Oh, he's retired by himself, hasn't he?
But that's a position closer to the point for Samim.
And this is probably also the highest that Nico's finished all season after his 2 points finished, so congrats to him. I'm sure he's gonna complain about I'm sure he's gonna complain about the game being bad and not the fact that he never practices.
I think that was uncalled for.
I'm sure it's the fault of the I'm sure it's the fault of the false feedback again. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I'm definitely not getting better.
While we've been chatting nonsense, Rene, WoW has been edging closer to Makender and Iceman.
Oh, wow,
Unfortunately,
yes,
did fumble the bag with that penalty.
It's not over for him yet. He still has all the time in the world to spin on the last lap of the race.
Very true.
He's done that, I think, 3 or 4 times this season. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit goofy.
I'm so sorry.
So what are your thoughts on Splatoon 3?
Switch OLED purchase, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you should totally
those are my thoughts. Yeah.
Great result.
Yeah. 2 seconds, Ted. Let me just go to the Nintendo store.
I'll give you 5
down,
minutes if you need to concentrate on going on Amazon and getting a Switch OLED with Splatoon 3 for €360 on special bundle deal.
Oh, thanks, chat.
And Ice went pit as the first to blink as well in pitting, going on the medium, and so does WoW right behind him. His teammate Makenda staying out. I wonder if that's orchestrated by them. I believe it isn't though, because you'd think Makenda would be the one to pit first. And Iceman getting out right in front of the McLaren here as well.
Oh,
Blindevink.
My
this
word.
is a very big deal. And Blindevink gets past. This is huge. This is a really big deal for Blindevink.
This is massive, yeah.
So now they're on even footing, of course, for now. Iceman is going to have a significant advantage of about 4 to 5 tenths, but that's going to degrade quite a bit over the laps. And by lap 8 or 9, they're going to be on equal pacing as well. So he doesn't have a lot of time to get this done. The time's ticking. Not only that, but he's also got Makenda who's going to pit now to worry about.
Yep. It's not the gap that Blindevink would have hoped for, especially being on the slower compound tire. He would have expected to have made somewhat more of a gap by that time as Makender pits. Interestingly, Armenian Gamer continuing on, so he will inherit the lead briefly. Tomo behind him. It's going to be interesting to see, can Tomo somehow stretch these tires. I would be quite shocked.
Yeah, I think he can, yeah.
It's going to be a tall order.
I mean, it would be a fumble and a half if he ends up pitting again.
Yeah,
but again, I'm just gonna assume the reason he pit so early was truly because he thinks he can make it to the end on those. Unless he's just completely assuming there's gonna be a safety car now.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No, this could be an absolute blinder.
Oh, it's hard to say. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next 15 minutes.
Yep.
This coffee is very milky, man.
Devastating.
It's about 20% milk. It's awful.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I had to hurry. I had to hurry, so I accidentally put way too much in.
Oh, my poor boy.
Yeah.
My poor boy. But it does, however, on the subject of milk and beverages, bring us to an interesting conundrum, Rene. When making a cup of tea, do you or do you not squeeze the tea bag?
I am Mediterranean, I don't make tea.
But if you were to make tea, would you squeeze the tea bag or not?
Yeah. Of course.
Rene, you're on for the rest of this one, chap. I'm sorry, my love.
It is gone. Anyways, I guess bag squeezing is not ideal in the world of Brits. But
excuse me?
no, you heard me. You hurt me, don't pretend you didn't. You wanna do this right now, huh? You wanna do this right now, huh?
Our feuding, Renee, will come to an end in our shared grief that Salim has now picked up a 3-second time penalty.
Yes, indeed.
And now he spun. Renee, it gets harder and harder.
It does certainly when you and I speak. But we're watching now as Tomo in P2 overtakes Argentinian gamer, augmented reality gamer, for the lead.
He committed Armenian genocide up the inside.
Yeah, he did indeed.
Yeah,
the Turkish government moves into P1. Claiming its superiority not just over the position but also ethnically.
Yep. If we have any Turkish spectators at the present time, expect a policeman to knock on your door very shortly in the stream. Tomo is building up that gap. He's almost at a second. He has given Argentinian gamer some DRS here for this straight, but by the looks of it, I mean, by the pace he's going at the moment, he's got more battery. I think he's going to be in the clear here for the start-finish straight. We've got Galileo in the pits for mediums. Yeah, and Henki spinning in sympathy. I believe they're at 3 spins apiece now, down at Haas.
Jesus. Got another yellow? Don't see why though, where?
I believe WoW is off in a big way.
No way he's done it again. No way he's done it again.
Fumbled the bag,
there is no way he has done it again. I cannot believe he's done it again. I cannot believe he has done it again. And I called it earlier as well. That's the worst of it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's the saddest part.
Anyways, I mean, it's all in the hands now of the Argentinian gamer. And he's going to look at the Tomo as though he were the Falklands. He will try and recapture it. What is rightfully theirs, according to them.
Let's hope for his sake.
According to them.
Than the first time around.
I just put according to them there just to...
oh no. Oh, we are getting cancelled very hard.
No, that's not the problem. Who's gonna stop us, the Queen?
WoW and Vasco have had it coming together. WoW has no front wing.
Oh boy. Basco, of course, living a mere 50 kilometers from me. Very big.
This is gigantic.
Even though I have never met him and I've spoken to him 3 times. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, Argentinian gamer will look at Tomo as though they were the Falklands. And the best thing of it is there's no queen to stop him. So, Argentinian gamer does pit.
Yep.
And he's on the softs in P8, which is a great position to be in, actually. He's 9
pretty
laps
solid.
to go. He's going to have good tires for almost the entirety of that stint now. And he's not too far off. I mean, what's the delta to lead right now? Is it 10 seconds, 15 seconds? 20 seconds, maybe. Yeah, maybe
it
that's
is
not great.
22 seconds, so yeah. Realistically, not with a shot for the podium, but some solid points.
Anything can happen still, trust me. I mean, if one thing we've seen over the last couple of races is at the end, unpredictability strikes again. I mean, we've got the top 2 at the moment leading with a sizable gap. With very old hard tires. I mean, Copy is doing Tomo a huge favor right now by holding Makenda and Icewind back. I mean, that is incredibly invaluable to him right now. He's got an 8-second buffer now that he would not have without Copy. So I duly expect Tomo to give Copy thanks and DMs after for accidentally helping him out this much. And I think now the Mercedes is gonna come past though. Copy actually hasn't used up much of his battery at all. He's been defending very passively.
Yeah, the thing I've noticed about Copy done through the years, he tends to be somewhat conservative in his use of resource, always very efficient with his tire wear, his battery, everything. As Samim once more continuing to disappoint and upset us.
Yeah, it's not been his race, has it?
I don't think so.
But he's hanging in there, you know, he's not retiring because he can't be asked. So I respect him very much for that. That is not a shot at anyone else, of course.
Yep. And respect to Snella Henke for continuing after spin number 4, which has just occurred.
Oh man. Oh yeah, he's got no rears. I don't think he is going to run this setup ever again. There's a Ferrari spinning again.
Why are we here, Rennie? Just to suffer.
Samim was the one hope I had for Ferrari.
You were the chosen one, Samim.
You were the chosen one. And Snella retires. Oh, Samim spins again.
I mean, no, you were breaking the car.
Is he going to call it? Oh, he's got a puncture.
Oh, he's got, yeah. Samim, you've got to listen to me. You were breaking the car. Oh, it's agony. It is utter agony.
What is he doing? Okay. He's boxing. And he's retiring. The yellow caused by his retirement shouldn't be an issue. As well gets the fastest lap. But you would think so, considering he has been forced to pit after his spin.
I believe we have Ted down in the pit lane. Ted?
Yes, Logs just confirmed that he fell off.
He fell off, okay.
He fell off.
He fell off.
Yep.
He fell off.
Wow has fallen off with another 3-second time penalty. Another ratio for his points in the standings.
Really devastating.
So we should have a look as well at how this actually affects the standings, because I mean this is not a traditional ending to the race, to be honest, as we got Icewind now coming past for the 2-3 Mercedes again. 7.2 second buffer to Tomo, but the tire difference is massive right now.
Yep. Also a pace difference of around about a second, which is just about where it needs to be for a last lap battle, so it's gonna get spicy.
Well, it does depend, because the mediums will start dropping off after lap 10. So realistically they have 3 laps for maximum potential afterwards. Hard to say, but the hards are not getting any younger either.
Certainly not. McKendra is also almost completely used his battery. Tomo in somewhat better state, about 40%.
Yeah, from what I'm looking at here, I believe Makenda winning the race, even if you won the race, would still keep him in P3 in the standings, but very close to P2 and not too far away from the championship leader, Justin. So, currently looking at this, I mean, McLaren have been leading the constructors. They've generally been doing very well with Blinda and Danny. But they're not looking too great this race. In fact, Mercedes is a team that I think they're 3rd in the constructors at the moment, and they're gonna get a massive boost from this. So this should maybe put them in P2 if I don't have those standings open right now, but they should be pretty close to getting to P2 in that case.
Yeah, this is a huge win for them with the relatively weak showing from McLaren in this current one, and Haas having an absolute mare of a race. Snella Henke retiring, Galileo down in 15th.
And that means a lot, by the way, because Haas are a very performant team in this season so far. They are 2nd with 100. They're only 16 points off McLaren, so I mean it's really close there. So this is, I mean, definitely the worst result they've had all season.
Yeah. On current tracking, it's one hand on the title for Linda and Danny.
Yeah, current progress for sure. But Aston Martin is looking to, if they finish where they are now, to move up into 5th positions in the constructors from 8th. They're gonna be able to make a big jump if they manage to finish in 6th and 7th.
Yep, it's a much more solid showing from them.
I think at least, because there are like 15 or 20 points between between like 3 or 4 teams there, so it's
It
gonna be a
would
big
be
one.
14 points for Aston Martin, but 2 points for Smelto crucially, which would leave them tied going into the final race running.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, the plot thickens.
And
That
we
does
gotta keep in
impact.
mind as well. I mean, EMT is a driver that when he joined us at the start of the season for his first races with TOS, he made a lot of mistakes. Was very eager. A lot of like incidents with other drivers. He didn't make himself particularly popular. In fact, I spoke with him. In fact, he wanted to speak to me in private after as well and kind of like talk about things, which was very respectable as well. And he's really come a long way, I think. I mean, he's quick. He's a much more consistent, safer driver. Doesn't get too many warnings anymore. And yeah, it's good to see. Good to see.
Yep. Yep, on the evidence of today, certainly taking some of that advice to heart. Looking up the order, McKender struggling to make more inroads on Tomo. The rate of progress has stalled somewhat as Copy has had an issue somewhere. Linda getting by him and now vulnerable
Oh.
to EMT.
Yeah, both
those
Aston Martins
tires-
are there in for a shot for P5. Very interesting.
Yep. Which could throw my interesting tidbit about Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo being tied on points completely out the window.
I mean, hold on, there's only one race after this, right?
Yep, there is in fact just one left.
Is there?
EMT around the outside. I believe it's a 10 race calendar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is. That's correct. But doesn't that mean that Justin has already won the championship? But when Danny hasn't attended today?
The gap is 23
No, there are two
points.
races left. There are 2 races left. Saudi and Monza. Okay, yeah, there were 2. Okay, so not quite yet because I was just like turning it through my mind because he has 138 points, and he's got a 27-point lead, I believe.
23 points, no?
Is it? No, it's a 22, 23.
Can I not math?
No, is it? I don't remember.
Looking at the standings, it is in fact a 23-point gap
It is 23 points.
at present. Yep. And with both not in attendance, that will not change.
Yeah, that's correct. So Makenda, in theory, is still capable of winning the championship, but finishing in P2 now is definitely not going to help him. Besides, he's got Icewind on his heels as well, who's seemingly doing better with the mediums, to be honest. As we got another yellow for Yoda, who's retired from the race.
Somewhat unusual spot for him to retire as well.
Have a look at
I'll be
Galileo
curious
here and
what
see what happened. Oh wow, what? That's happened to me before. Many years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, I did the same thing out of that corner. Overspanned the tires and hit the wall.
Yep. Surprised how far down the wall he made it though, spinning out from that point. Can be done.
Oh, it is possible, trust me.
Yeah. It's Run Cruiser now looking to line up a move on Copy. Copy vulnerable with those old hard tires. A little bit too far back here, and DRS locked by his teammate, but maybe can do something off the start finish.
Yeah, this is looking great for Aston Martin. And we're going to have a look now and see how they do with teamwork, because Copy is kind of, nowhere here. I mean, there's not much he can do, and he's got a guy with decently fresher tires than himself, you could say. 24 lap old hards versus 11 lap old mediums. So we're going to see what goes on here now. Copy using all of his battery and goes back past. Room Cruiser watching in the distance, but not for long. He's closing up rapidly. He's gonna really make the most of his tire advantage now. He might be considering an overtake here if he's really bold.
Oh, they're fighting it hard.
Yeah,
There's no team orders there.
He did want to go overtake on the outside, but that was not to be. Oh boy!
Ooh, an EMT with perhaps slightly too robust defense there.
Yeah, EMT hopefully not undoing all the praise I gave him just a couple of minutes ago. But you cannot do that.
Yeah,
cannot do that.
Cannot be hit checking cars. That's not kosher.
No, that would maybe be a black and white flag in real F1. But then again, we never know with the rules. But that is definitely off limits.
Yeah.
And we got them going side by side.
Oh my goodness, I would never try a move there. But somehow...
And he's getting a 3-second time penalty. And he's going to lose this position, I believe, as well. He's not got any battery. Room Cruiser does. And he's going to make sure to let him know.
Meanwhile, Armenian Gamer is lurking in the background.
And nothing to be done there for EMT. Have to be said, though, for the actual constructors, this was a very, very poor display.
Yeah.
But maybe they also just don't care about that. Fair enough, if so. But as teammates, they could have really done a lot with Copy there. Copy getting away scot-free, and in fact, he might actually just end up winning, or like staying in P5 just because of that. But there's one more DRS zone to go. Looking at the battery, they're both equal. So it's all about this turn here, which they both seem to do pretty well. And there's full deploy from Room Cruiser, DRS, but it's not enough. Very close up on his gearbox here, though. Neither of them with any battery. But these are not power-intensive corners coming up here. It's all about the corner exit and mid-corner speed. Copy staying on the defensive line, maybe a bit too much. And Room Cruiser goes for the inside here into the last corner. And he's... No!
It's ended in tears. It has ended in tears.
I can't believe that.
And Copy going to reverse across the line.
And what we missed out completely as well is Tomo winning the race. So
we doubted him. We said he was a madman, but he did it.
I mean, I did tell you the one stop was possible. He did 27 laps, almost the entire race distance on one set, and he got massive help by Copy. Without Copy, he would not have won this race. So congratulations both to Tomo. Interesting strategy for sure. Good driving, consistent driving, no penalties. And also Copy helping him out there a lot. Whether that was on purpose or not, I don't think it was on purpose. But McKenna and Iceman finishing 2-3. So slight downgrade from where they qualified. Blinder in P4, he will have been hoping for a lot more. I mean, Tomo is the one of the two that went for the bolder strategy, and he definitely reaped the rewards. So,
yeah, absolutely. Certainly not a boring one.
We haven't had many of those.
It would be spicy.
Getting driver of the day. I'm not sure his teammate will agree.
I would hazard a guess as to say probably not.
The Alpine driver Tomo, I believe, winning his first race of the season.
Yeah, doing it in style as well.
Yeah, and I believe this also will put him ahead of WoW in P5 on the standing sheet.
Yep, WoW choking extremely hard in the latter part of that race, unfortunately as predicted.
Yeah, it is a big shame because he's definitely got the skill to make it happen, but it's not meant to be today.
Also crucially, Tomo moving out of his stalemate with Blindevink in the championship, putting some distance between the two of them. They were tied on 41 points before this.
Oh yeah, that's true. Absolutely, yeah. This is gonna put a smile or two on his face. And we got outside of the P3, well obviously P4 we got Blindevink, P5 Rune Cruiser slipping through at the end there. Obviously the outcome, it's hard to say really who's at fault there because he did get pushed onto a very slippery curb by the car next to him when he did have the right to be there. So it's a question of if that's a racing incident or not, because technically it's enough space, but it's not safe space.
Yeah, there's a review to be had there.
I'm not sure how that would go. Obviously, we're not the ones to make the call there. That's down to the marvelous FI team, but it is the kind of thing that can just happen on the last lap, isn't it?
There is definitely some truth there. Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, once we get more angles on it, we will have a better idea. Anyways, I bet Rune Cruiser will have cringed as he crossed the line, and the copy will have been fuming, understandably so.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it for the race. We can try and do some interviews. But yeah, actually, hold on, I have a good idea. Hold on a second. Look at that amazing transition to the interview section. Incredible. All right, and we're gonna pull off our first interview. Pixel, I'd love it if you went ahead.
Indeed.
Oh, what? Where am I?
It's interview time, honey.
Hello, Veltmanica.
So
I don't want.
We were interested. We don't have many people to interview today. We need you. So we just want to know, how's your race been? How did that go for you?
Not very well, as you probably have seen.
We have, yes. Was it the force feedback?
Yeah. No, it was my lack of practice.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Perhaps I judged you too harshly. or you
Perhaps.
listened to when I said it, and now you're saying that on purpose. But
What? No, I didn't listen to the stream.
okay. Well, I'll just take your word for that.
I have no clue what you said.
Okay, never mind. I said you were probably going to blame it on the force feedback and not your lack of practice, but I've been proven
no.
wrong. So I take that back and I offer you my apologies.
Alright.
But yeah, so the car was clearly not in a good place for the race today. Your teammate also struggling. Do you have any information on that?
No, I don't really, to be honest. I saw that he was in P11 at the end of the race, and he was just not able to overtake the car that was in front. So, unfortunately, no points for the team today.
Yeah,
would you say that it was a limitation with the AlphaTauri more in terms of skill than on balance or ultimate downforce?
I mean, I can't speak for my teammates, but on my behalf, I would say yes.
Interesting.
Okay.
We'll get our best pit lane reporter Ted on the case.
Yeah, well,
All right.
I'll definitely have a look at
Thank
that
you.
later. So we would definitely establish for today in terms of car and team performance as a whole that you fell off.
Okay.
Yep, I would say,
No, that was
unfortunately,
a
quite
question.
a horrendous ratio.
You fell off? Question.
I think so.
Well,
I fell off the circuit.
well, definitely fell off was Ferrari today, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, as always,
Sorry.
even Samim, yeah, he broke the car.
Oh no.
And
Samim broke the car,
and,
unfortunately.
yeah,
He
They
didn't
got-
listen to the calls.
he did not listen to the calls, and they got no
Samim
points today. Just a big repair bill.
Yeah.
But anyways, you lot, we'll call it there. Fun race. That was a good time.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. And Pixel, it's been a pleasure having you in the commentary booth with me today. Hopefully we can repeat that sometime soon. And we can talk more politics
see.
while the race is underway.
Definitely.
But anyways, guys, that is your lot. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.